welcome back. I am joined by the great eight-time Miss Fitness Olympia, Adela Garcia, and of course the voice of professional bodybuilding, Bob Chick. We're talking all things fitness, and most notably, the return of one of the all-time greats, Adela. Welcome back to this year's Miss Fitness Olympia Championships. How does that sound?
That sounds really good.
I mean, it's been a while. How many years has it been?
It's been 7 years.
7 years away from the stage.
Yes.
And this year you decided, I'm going to come back because these girls just aren't good enough. Is that what you thought?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Let's go and let's
see what happens.
Let's show you how to do it.
Nice.
Yeah, no.
Bob, you were at the mic when this girl won and walked away and retired. Did
almost all of them, I think. When was your first Olympia win?
My first Olympia was the first win, 2004.
Well, we're going back.
We were on stage
16 years ago. No, I retired in 2001. Did you make a retirement speech when you left the stage, or did you just not come back?
I just actually I didn't say anything.
Wow.
Because I was not sure what I was gonna do, if I was gonna retire. I was just going, enjoying the moment, making sure that I didn't have any pressure on myself. So. No, I didn't. I did not make any speech then. I just kept quiet for a while.
A long while. I remember you and I, we went to South Africa in 2003, not knowing that you were going to retire shortly thereafter. And then we talked a little bit, and you said, when I stopped doing the competition, I went through a little bit of depression. And I can understand that because I retired as well, and I kind of didn't know what to do with myself for a little bit. Things kind of, you're on this wheel of doing the competition and blink and it's gone. What did you find yourself doing? Like, where was the moment when you realized I'm kind of in a weird space? How long did it take after you retired for you to feel that way?
It took me about 4 years. It was 4 years because I started doing silk, so I kept myself occupied.
The silks are the things you hang from.
Yeah, and it's like it was something new. It was challenging. I was teaching myself a lot of new stuff, and I started performing at different shows. But I got to, I don't know, it went into a stage where I was not feeling it anymore.
Was it because the competition wasn't there? That element?
Not that. It was just something was just missing. I didn't have the same structure. When I was younger, I never had that. Like, I was never structured to do things. And then when I started competing in fitness, I fell in love with it. Fitness gave me, the purpose, and it taught me how to, you do things, get stuff done. Otherwise, it's like I was just partying, going to the moment, and then I changed completely when I fell in love with fitness. Then that was it. I was competing for so long.
Yeah.
And when I retired, I thought it was gonna be okay, but then it was just like, well, I'm okay. I can just sleep longer. I don't have to go and train now.
Yeah, sure.
I don't have to do that. I don't have to eat that way and things
my food and bring my water. Well, take me back to that time. So you retire, or at some point you decide, I'm done.
Yes.
Okay? Now, take me back to the first Olympia that you're not in. Was it weird? Was it strange? Like how did you're at the Olympia for the first time in 10 years or whatever it was at that time.
Right.
And you're not competing. You're watching the competition.
Well, wait, did you go the following year when you retired?
Well, actually, the following year was when they gave me the opportunity to go on stage and
say
say so, and it was just. It
had to be weird.
I don't want to cry.
A little easier though. He makes everybody cry. Be careful.
No, it's just like,
I had nothing to do.
It was nice because he said, this is gonna be your last walk on the Olympia stage, and
there's no crying in bodybuilding.
I know, I'm sorry, but that's my house.
Yeah.
That's like my family, and
I know that was difficult because I was on stage with.
Was that 2007?
I know you were on stage. That was 2013.
And we go back a long way. We were both with GNC. We traveled together.
2014.
We traveled together. So we personally go back. So it was tough. Honestly, watching you, because I know that's where your heart was, and I know it was difficult for you to tell the fans and tell your family and everybody that I'm done.
But wait, let's understand the tears now, because you're reminiscing about walking away. Why is it so emotional? It was 2014.
So I was walking away from my home.
So you weren't happy walking away? Like you were sad that?
I mean, I was happy. I know, but it was like it was sad for me.
Okay.
Well, let's get into why did you walk away?
She won 8 times. Huh?
Well, listen, you could have won 10 times.
Winning, nothing. It's not about the winning. It was just.
Why did you decide it was time to walk? I was getting
a lot of pressure from what people are saying.
Okay, so they weren't talking.
It's like I would start reading, getting into stuff, and just get into my head. This person is saying this about my routine. It doesn't matter what I do to get better. They want somebody new.
Of course, you won 8 times.
I understand
you couldn't
that.
stand Ronnie Coleman when he was winning 8 times.
I know. It was the same thing with Ronnie. Like it's time, and it doesn't matter. It's like it's not because they hate you.
Of course not.
It's just because they just want to see somebody else.
Everyone wants to see the champ get beat. Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, it was sad, but at the same time, when I was there, I said I was there for Oksana, because I told her when I met Oksana, I remember her being at my home one time, and she asked me, because she was guest posting, and she asked me, let me take one of those.
Sandals.
Yeah. And she grabbed it, and I said, you're gonna have more than one of those one day. And she's like, no.
You could see that talent. Yeah, you could see it.
And I was like, yeah, you will. Because it's like the girls at heart, and so for me to be there and see her win.
Yeah, it had to feel good.
Yeah, it did.
You saw it.
Yeah, even though I was walking away, but when I know, it was like, I have it that this is my baby.
Right.
I want to make sure that somebody's gonna be taking care of it.
In good hands.
So that was a good person to hand it off to.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was. That's to me was like, okay, that's good. That's fine.
Interestingly, Sean, that's something you said. It's interesting because with every guy that's won the Olympia for any length of time, I've watched him go from the hero, to all right, defended, but by the time any one of those guys, Ronnie Coleman.
After 3 wins.
Yeah, pretty much after 3 or 4.
Yeah,
like that's it. They start rooting again. I mean, I watched him turn on Ronnie Coleman.
Sure.
I did every one of Coleman's,
right.
Well, almost. He did 98, 99, the first couple there. But I watched him. I watched him from the greatest guy of all time to, Ronnie won. Now he's a 5-time champ.
You get critical.
I watched it with Phil Heath. I watched it with Lee Haney when you were competing. Listen, people universally love Lee Haney. Okay,
right.
He's generally respected as one of the greatest, if not the greatest Olympian of all time. However, I remember his last Olympia or two, and they weren't rooting him on. They were kind of rooting almost against him, where Lee Labrada was getting out of play. You got a lot of play, obviously.
The irony of the time period you're talking about in 1990, 91.
Yeah, 1991.
Where people were getting sick of Haney winning and dominating.
Correct.
Was right around the time Mike Tyson got knocked out in 1990 by Buster Douglas. And Mike was invincible. We loved him. And then we kind of were waiting for someone to come around.
But interesting to see, even with the girls, like Adele was saying, it's like like she's just explaining now. It's like, well, I didn't really feel like I was hearing from other people. People wanted you to lose.
Well, I'm wondering,
where
were you getting your information? Were you in the social media age? Are you reading this stuff in real time?
Stuff on
people calling
media.
you on the phone?
No, nobody's calling me. But you can tell. It was time, and and it was hard. But I'd rather just walk away than have this feeling, because it's so much pressure. Because when you go there and you give your heart, and it's like.
Now, how funny is it now? Because now you go from they wanted you to hang him up, and she's won enough, and now you say I'm coming back, and everybody's on board. Oh man, so all those same people now are cheering that you're coming back. Isn't that kind of weird how that works?
I mean, that's just the fans, It's like they love one person one day, they hate it the next day, and then they love you again.
People love the underdog.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's in everything.
How about the irony that you walked away, you saw the title was in good hands, and now you're going to have the opportunity to go back there and rumble one more time with Oksana, with the reigning defending champion Whitney, and these other amazing girls that have elevated the bar. What are you going to do? Are you going to be Adela that won the 8 Olympias, or do you feel like, oh my God, times have changed, I've got to change and try to revamp and redo everything, or are you just going to do what got you there in the first place?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna do what got me there in the first place, but I also,
add some elements.
It's like it's gonna be extra,
Extra.
Yeah,
sugar on that.
everywhere.
Adela 2.0.
You gonna do the hand things again, Adela?
Oh, trust me.
I love watching that.
That's coming back, but it's like it's gonna come back.
I think the salsa's coming back to the Olympia.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We need a little Latina heat out there.
Of course.
It's been missing.
It's like, hey, J-Lo and Cardi B are all out there, so you need to bring that.
When you were doing your thing, there was a demand for you as a featured like guest performer and all that stuff. Did that disappear in retirement, or were you trying to keep that going, making the appearances around the world?
My phone stopped ringing.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's why people don't retire on stage. Because a lot of times when you say you're retired, they assume you stop
waiting
everything.
for the phone to
It's like,
ring.
hey, what happened? I paid my phone bill, but it's not. It's happening. Like,
Well, if this thing's
But you
working.
did go into show promoting. You are an NPC promoter.
yeah, I was already promoting, and I also did the silk.
Yeah,
So
the
actually, the silk got me some work out there, but again, it's not the same.
What made you come back this year?
Well,
Why is the time right now?
the stuff I was going through that hard time,
Right.
and I said I need something. I need something to
Get out of bed.
to get me out, and like I said, fitness saved my life once, and fitness saved my life again. And when I heard that Oksana was coming back, I'm like,
Got a little fire now.
let's think about this.
But you know what? That's a great motivator, though.
No, exactly.
Right?
No.
I mean,
And
if she's not coming back, are you not coming back? Like, was that the impetus that said, you know what? I'm going to make the,
it just actually, it was not even in my mind, anything like that. Being at the Olympia stage again never even crossed my mind. Like,
Really?
I was like, I'm done. I was done. I will find something else to do.
Yeah.
But that happened, and I'm like, I think it will be good because it will bring, especially the fitness, a lot of the bring the different type of routines, bring some excitement. So
I don't think we've ever had 3 Olympia fitness champs on stage,
No,
right?
it's definitely a historic fitness Olympia that you don't want to miss with all these champions being back in it. But that being said, are you looking sideways at what these girls are bringing? Are you just, okay, I got to go into my own zone, do my own thing, and just hope that the judges like it like they used to in the past? Because these are going to be different judges this time.
I know, and I mean, Whitney is just amazing. I was just telling her, like, her last performance at the Olympia. I said, when you just walked in there and you're like, bam, bam, like this, I was like, I said, I got goosebumps. I mean, I get them now because it's the way that she presents herself on that stage. That's her style. And then Oksana, of course, she's like that way.
Yep.
So, I look at both. I'm not completely like, oh my God, like what are they doing? Because I cannot do that. But I check them out because they give me fire.
What about stage fright? It's been a minute. So will you be on a stage before the Olympia, or that's where you're going to wind up making your debut once again after 7 years with no warm up, with no crowd appeal or approval or some measure to see what you look like? You're going to wait and do it on the biggest stage, and how's that going to feel when you walk out there in front of a crowd?
On my show, okay?
Oh, your show, that's right.
Yeah.
And when is your show, by the way?
October 24th.
October 24th. That's the Adela Garcia Classic.
Yes, at the Austin Convention Center in Austin.
Well, that's good because that will give you a little stage time because it is.
Well, wait.
It is
will you
different.
perform at your show? I mean, that's a nice
am.
warm up.
Yes, I'm going
I think.
to.
Listen, I think that's really smart because after 7 years to just go back on the Olympia stage,
Huge stage.
and listen,
Yes.
this year
The biggest.
Especially, yeah, right.
Well, the changes now because obviously the last time you were on stage was over at the arena, and with the big changes now, you're at a theater
On the Strip.
and this, at
I've
Planet
seen
Hollywood.
it.
Planet Hollywood.
At the Zappos, this theater. I mean, this is where
That's why she's coming back.
This is so
this is where main
amazing.
talent comes on through to perform. These are top Vegas, Britney Spears type of stuff. And all.
Right.
But you talk about a cool atmosphere to come back into. Now, how much does that draw? Like, do you think about like the crowd reacting and all that? Like, does that encourage you?
Of course, they're gonna react. Trust me.
I bet they'll react.
I mean, like when we work on those routines, it's like that. What is so amazing is Oksana, what she brings.
Yeah.
Whitney, what she brings, and not only them, but also the other girls. I mean, and I think us being there is gonna give them the fire kind of like, hey, let's push, man. Let's just have an amazing show, especially there. Come on now.
Do you work with a choreographer when you do your routines, or is this you?
Of course, we're already working on that.
Nice. Okay.
And the three of you have nothing in common. Like, you couldn't pick three different styles that are more different than Oksana, Whitney, and Adela. So this is going to be a real interesting one for the judges. You know, because listen, apples and apples is interesting because you can compare it. You can go, I like this one better than that one. When you got three different kinds of fruits,
I like
that's a whole fruit salad.
You're making me hungry. I'm starting to get hungry here.
So, which fruit are you?
I like everything.
She's got to go to serve it up.
Yes.
But with that being said, what will happen between now and then? Are we ramping it up and then tapering down, or is this just a sprint to the finish line?
This is crazy. I'm going to Ohio to work with Mike Davies. He's going to kill me.
The great Mike Davies. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Mike's been around for many years. And you've worked with him in the past.
In the past. So, I'll be there.
So this is like Rocky bringing...
Julie Palmer, is that his wife?
Yeah, Julie Palmer. Yeah, she was
Jen Hendershot, like all the fitness girls.
Jen Hendershot was there when you were there, weren't she? Back in the day, you guys had some.
Compare, because I know you keep track of obviously the current state, the current crop that's coming up, and it's been a whole turnover over 7 years since you were.
They're all gone.
Give me a comparison now, old school versus new school. Like when you see, take out like Whitney because she's been around a little bit, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Give me some like the new crew. You know what I mean? Compared to some of those names we just mentioned, the Jenna Hendershots and yourself,
I'm not gonna get hit.
Tracy Greenwood. No,
she was going up against Kelly Ryan back in the day too.
Oh yeah, Stacey Hilton, Kelly Ryan. I remember a lot of these.
Did you compete with Mia Finnegan back in the day, or she was before?
Mia Finnegan, actually, she made a comeback.
Yeah, she came back. Yeah, she came back.
Yes.
So give me your assessment of the current crew. Where were the current? Let's call them top 5 of the new girls. Stack up against.
Does she know the new girls?
Yeah, sure she does.
Are you up on her?
Yeah.
You've been retired.
Ariel. I mean,
she's good.
she can be a powerhouse.
Missy, Ariel.
And Missy. Missy's another one. I mean, it's
Dariel. Another one. Darian. Sorry.
She's
Darian.
good. The only problem with this new girl, a lot of the girls routine. They're amazing.
Yeah.
They have such amazing skills, but they running. Take your time.
That's what happens with age. You want to take your time.
Yeah, right.
Slow it down.
No, but even when I mean, if you're gonna do a one-arm push-up, it's a one-arm all the way top.
Okay.
Hey,
none of this.
This is wisdom.
Judges. Yeah, but not like.
Yeah.
You know, it's the.
Well, give me the top 5 new crew going against top 5 of your crew back in the day.
That's a lot.
Hey, listen. Do they stack up? Can they hang with you guys? Or is it not close? Any one of them breaking?
Except for Whitney.
I'm not really counting. Whitney's been around.
We're not even counting her.
No.
Actually, no.
No.
How about we do this? Who would be your top 3 fitness competitors that you've witnessed? You don't have to compete against them or beat them or anything. Who are the top 3 girls from back in the day? I think it started in, 92 when Mia Finnegan won the very first Fitness Olympia Championships?
Carol Semple.
93. That was
Carol Semple.
Remember
She was
Carol
great.
Semple.
Monica Brandt started.
Well, the question is, who is the top 3? Now, I know these are old names. But give me 3 girls. Is Carol Semple one of them? She was out there in the very beginning.
Kelly Ryan, and Susie Carey.
Susie Curry. She won 6 times, didn't she?
No, it's
5
funny
times.
because
one that nobody
I
talks
haven't
about.
heard Susie's name
Until just now,
right? But it's funny because she's like the Larry Holmes.
Yeah, disappeared.
Right, of fitness. Like you talk about the great boxers of all time.
Yeah.
Right, you go
Coming
you gotta
behind
go Ali,
Ali.
You got to go listen. You got to go.
And you don't mention
Tyson, right? But you always forget about Holmes, and he was a champ for what, like 12 years or something like that.
Yeah, decade.
But Stacey Hilton, that's
Stacey Hilton.
Great name.
Susie Curry.
Insane.
I'm sorry, and Susie Curry, because those are the 2 I always come up with.
Right.
I always thought Stacey Hilton should have done better.
Yeah, no, trust me.
But Susie Curry won this thing. How many times did she win?
5 times.
5?
And you talk about disappearing acts.
Right. But it's just interesting.
She retired and never looked back.
And I was after Susie, it was me.
Yes, and then you came along the era.
And then I came along.
Well, we're going to see a whole lot more of you. And it's Bob.
What's the win? What's the win for you in this?
Oh, yeah. What is the win?
Is it winning? Is it top 3? Is it making the top cut? I mean,
I'm not going in for top 3. I mean,
I didn't think you would be.
Especially if you have 8 Sandhouse at home.
But you know what? The main thing for me is what I overcoming. The stuff that I have to go through. So for me now, like I can see my body completely changing all over again, doing the elements.
Is the fire coming back?
Oh my God! Trust
the Latin
me.
heat coming back, Adela?
This being here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how about being here and seeing these 2 other ladies,
honestly,
and Whitney?
When I got on a plane, I cried for about an hour.
You do a lot of crying.
Was that?
No,
Did that happen when I called you and you're like, hey, like you were doing absolutely nothing?
I told her she was going to be with Sean Ray and she started crying. Now that I think is a whole different.
We don't want to see you cry here. But
no, I'm not going to cry. I haven't, but
where's the emotion come from? Inclusion, being a part of something bigger than yourself?
Being back with my family again. You know, and this is, I mean, I love bodybuilding.
What happens if you win number 9?
No,
If you win your 9th title at the Olympia, what do you do then? Go to Disneyland?
No, I'm going to go in.
For number 10?
Go for number 10. Yeah, cool.
You are greedy.
Listen, let me tell you something. It's until my body says, hey, girl, you need to go. I'm good now. I feel good.
A win could keep you in the game.
If I'm not mistaken, I think you were the last person to beat Oksana.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Because she won 5 and she's been tough too. So yeah, you would have been
like that.
You would have been the last person who've actually beaten her. And now you guys are going back head to head. That's got to get you fired up.
Whitney there too then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like I say, Oksana, she retired though.
Yeah, there's a whole.
So she didn't get beat. She
whole lot of
left
storylines,
like
yes.
you did.
Yeah.
So now, like I said, but you were the last person to actually beat her. So that's gotta. I wonder if that weighs in your head a little
trust
bit.
me, it's I go and look at what Oksana's doing.
There's a whole.
And I said, okay, I gotta get up.
Whole lot of history.
I gotta
whole lot of history being made, Bob. And with your return, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention the other return. We've got Oksana, we've got Adela, and we also have Iris Kyle, a 10-time Ms. Olympia.
Iris Kyle's
bodybuilding champion, coming back to this year's Ms. Olympia competition.
Oh, okay. I thought she's going in fitness against.
She's got 10. No, she's not going to do fitness.
Oh man, that would be a matchup.
But she's coming back for number 11. We've got a lot of things cooking in Las Vegas. The comeback. One of the greatest fitness athletes ever, Adela Garcia. For Bob Ciccarello, I'm Sean Ray from Monday Night Muscle.